Well, in Minneapolis, Trump's new pick to lead ICE operations in the city is laying out his priorities. This morning, U.S. border czar Tom Homan held a news conference. Homan is replacing Border Patrol official Greg Bovino following Saturday's fatal shooting of Alex Preddy. Preddy is the second U.S. citizen killed by federal agents in Minneapolis this month. Homan acknowledged the situation for immigration and customs enforcement officials in Minnesota needs to improve.
I do not want to hear that everything that's been done here has been perfect. Nothing's ever perfect. Anything can be improved on. And what we've been working on is making this operation safer, more efficient, by the book. The mission is going to improve because of the changes we're making internally.
The CBC's Katie Simpson is in Minneapolis and joins us now live with more. So, Katie, take us through some of Homan's other comments from this morning.
Well, he outlined that he's trying to work with local and state officials to to find a path to cooperate more in order to eventually end this ongoing operation. Resources to Minneapolis were surged, some 3,000 federal agents as well as others here to try and carry out these operations. At the same time, Tom Homan also talked about how this mission will continue, but he talked about how he plans to make it more of a targeted enforcement operation. We've seen reports from people here on the ground about federal agents stopping people, and the people they stop are American citizens. When we talk to them, they say they're stopped because they believe they are people of color, that they're being racially profiled. Those are the kinds of stories that are coming from the ground here in Minneapolis. Tom Homan saying the operations will continue. They want more cooperation with local officials. Things like if someone who is in jail currently is wanted because they are in violation, they're not legally here. They want state and local authorities to cooperate with the federal agents in order to make it easier to pick them up and take them into custody. Those are the kinds of things he says he's looking for as they try and find a path forward.
Based on the discussions I've had with the governor and the AG, we can start drawing down those resources as far as those looking for public safety threats being released, and do it in the jail with much less people. So the drawdown is going to happen based on these agreements. But the drawdown can happen even more if the hateful rhetoric and the impediment and interference will stop.
He really made a point of calling out demonstrators, he says, that have been, using hateful rhetoric, putting the lives of federal agents in danger. He talked about that quite extensively, but also appearing to try to strike a more conciliatory tone after the Trump administration had been defiant in the face of complaints from local state officials and people that lived here.
Okay, and Katie, you've been on the ground in Minneapolis now for nearly a week. Of course, it's also nearly a week since the shooting death of Alex Preddy. How has the mood shifted in the time that you've been there?
There remains a lot of anger and frustration, and based on the people that we've been speaking with, a lot of the demonstrators and people who are coming out to vigils to mourn the loss of Alex Preddy, there is a sense that they don't trust the Trump administration. They don't believe what they say. And so even though there have been a couple of pledges now to draw down this operation, to, have some of the federal agents in this community leave, until people actually start to see change on the ground, there might not necessarily be a shift in mood. If there is even going to be a shift in mood, there might not be. But that is where things sort of sit right now.
Okay, Katie, we really do appreciate all of this reporting on the ground. Thank you once again. The CBC's Katie Simpson in Minneapolis.